Hello, everyone. And before we get to the podcast episode today, we just wanted to tell you about today's sponsor, which is NordVPN. Now, we travel quite a lot.
We do. We are very lucky in that regard.
We are. We fly all over the world and we film Peter Finch playing golf, which is great. But when we're away from home, one of the things that I know we all like to do is to watch the football coverage in the UK with the British commentators and the English adverts. And you particularly like to watch Ipswich get relegated.
I do. I love to do that.
Down,
That's my favourite thing to do.
And I like to watch Arsenal win the Premier League, which doesn't happen very often. You like to watch Man United kind of be mediocre?
Be mediocre, like lose at home, win away.
And the only way to do that really safely is to get NordVPN. So
absolutely,
you download it, you let it run in the background, and then it basically gives you like a virtual location, and you can then watch TV from wherever you are in the world, and the computer thinks that you're back at home.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think one of the best things I love about it so much is that it is the fastest VPN that you can get.
Yes.
So when we're doing the streaming, we're watching all this stuff and we're coming away and doing things like that, like no buffering, no worrying about that. Like you say, it's protection, your private data, bank details, logins, password, all of that looked after perfectly. It's the best thing. Yeah,
and the only other thing that I've used it for, as well as watching the sport from another country, was when I bought my flights to go on holiday this year.
Nice.
I used VPN to log in, NordVPN, to log in from another country and get my flights cheaper.
Really?
Really? Wow.
Yes, which is... I didn't even know it could do that, but you can. I told it I was in a different country. I told it I was in the country I wanted to fly to.
Amazing.
And it gave me much cheaper flights.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Wow, that's
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
I used it. Remember when we went to California? I literally bought NordVPN the other day in January when we went to California.
Yeah.
And it was when the traitors were going on. I didn't want to miss it. I didn't want to miss the traitors. Well, I didn't want to get behind and stuff like that. So, when we go away to Scottsdale, we'll probably use it again because bloody Married at First Sight Australia is going on right now,
and you can't miss that.
I can't miss that.
Yeah.
So
you cannot.
And to not miss all of these things and get all this premium security and stuff like that. It's the price of a cup of coffee.
Yeah, that's the other thing, is that it is really cheap, and it gets even cheaper. You get 4 extra months. You go to the description and use our code, which is nordvpn.com/roughcut.
Yep.
The only other thing that is really, really interesting about it is because we are a team and we have many devices, we actually only really need one account because it works on 10 devices at a time, which means when we travel, you have laptop, phone, probably work laptop with you as well. I have the same. Between the load of us, we really do make use of that 10 uses, 10 device breakdown. So it's excellent. So to get the best discount on your NordVPN plan, go to nordvpn.com/roughcut. Our link will give you access to 4 extra months when you buy a 2-year plan. And there's absolutely no risk because you get a 30-day money-back guarantee. The link is in the description below. Whether you're watching this on YouTube or you're listening on your podcast provider, it's in the description. All you need to do is go there, get NordVPN. We use it. It's the best. You should use it too. Right, on with the show.
Sometimes golf is a pain in the butt. You hit your ball in the trees and then you lip out the putt. But if you've got a little time, then come and spend it with us. Because now you're listening to The Rough Cut.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Rough Cut Golf Podcast. Today it is looking and sounding very different because... although we do have a plan of things we're going to talk about, we're also watching the, iconic last 3 holes of the TPC Sawgrass Stadium course as Rory McIlroy and JJ Spawn head off in what is a monumentous occasion. I don't think I've ever seen a playoff like this.
I think I'm sure they said something about it's the 6th time that there's been a Monday playoff, like in the history of the tournament, something like that. I mean, also to the eagle-eyed watcher and eagle-eared would have learned that Peter Finch isn't here. He's not here.
Yes,
he's not here.
He's right. He's not here.
He is in Dubai. And having what I think is a lovely time. Do we tell the people what he shot today, or do we keep that?
God, I don't know. I think it's in a Matt Fry video.
Okay,
so
maybe
not. We're not allowed to say what he just did.
But it is in stark contrast to what we've been editing for the last couple of weeks.
Of course, he played good in front of someone else's channel.
that goes without saying in our these days.
Wow, JJ Spawn has got the sunglasses out. I love it.
Wow.
He's looking good.
He looks chill.
Yeah, he's looking good.
He's like blocking out the haters, you know.
So they have already hit their tee shots on the 16th.
We were faffing around. We were a little late to the party. Did we see where stuff went?
Yeah. Rory's centre cut, middle of the fairway, and I think JJ has just run into the rough on the right-hand side, I believe.
Okay.
Obviously, this is going to be coming out, Tuesday morning now, so this happened yesterday afternoon. So if any of you guys are watching this and you want to hear our interpretation of the events, then by all means, sit down, grab a cup of tea, concentrate on the drive you're doing, whatever it might be.
Cup of tea.
Cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee. Now, these are also the last holes of the most recent creator event where Grant Horvat won at the Creator Classic 2.0 at TPC Sawgrass.
Yeah.
How much of it did we watch? Was it interesting? Why wasn't Peter Finch there?
Well, he didn't get invited is the short answer.
Yeah.
He wasn't invited, unfortunately, but I did watch a little bit of it. I tuned in sort of to the start, kind of tried to get a little bit of a vibe, and then I cut away to watch something else, and then came back for the last 3 or 4 holes.
The football.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably the football.
Yeah.
I did watch a little bit of it. I thought that in the same spirit as the first one, I thought the kind of production quality and the sort of time and effort that had gone into that side of things was very good. The official proper TV studio that they would cut away to, and
Much like this, I imagine.
Exactly the same.
The setup that we have.
Same thing.
Jankiest.
I think they film on iPhone 16s.
Yeah, I
Is
think
that
they're on
right?
iPhone
15s.
15s. Yeah, they're on
Yeah.
15s,
Yeah.
and they have their notes on someone else's phone that keeps locking.
with a TV that's got a
Yeah, that's running the
Yeah, exactly.
repeated rough cut logo in the background.
No, it was great. Some weird performances actually. Wes was quite a surprise. I think he shot 7 over his 9 holes, which was
very
8
odd.
holes.
Yeah.
Which was very bizarre. But then there was also some stellar performances as well. Obviously, Grant Horvat debuting the broom handle putter, which, whether you like it or not, he putted incredibly well with it.
Yeah, he had just had a lesson from Adam Scott on how to use that broom handle putt. Oh my God, JJ Spawn's in the bunker.
So it's honestly, that's not a bad
That's
spot.
not- well, the thing
that's not a bad spot.
I was
that.
going to say is that I'm imagining they've changed pins.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's not bad.
That's a horrible pin.
That might even be. That's not too far off of where it was yesterday. Actually,
It's a real tucky
maybe
boy.
they have to keep it in the same place. Because if it was going to happen yesterday, then
They probably do.
Yeah, that's
you're
probably
you're
true,
probably right.
actually.
because obviously that 17 pin is then going to be over that bunker and tucked into that back right corner.
Yeah.
JJ just ran into the bunker there, which, like Kieran says, that's actually not that bad of a bunker shot. But Rory is as perfect as you can be, basically. 180 yards into a par 5, over 500 yards.
Yeah, just don't heckle him.
Only imagine what that would be like. But as these guys are just hitting shots, obviously we will react
Feed in as well.
now and then. Oh, it's going to stop.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's okay.
That's a fine.
Yeah.
He's got an eagle putt.
The Creator Classic, it obviously is a shame to not see Pete there from a personal perspective. I think a lot of people also made comments on that, especially from this side of the pond. Obviously, no representation from anyone outside of the United States of America.
And no Luke Kwan, which was the other thing that lots of people said, was that he won the first one. Why would you not invite him to the second one?
that was I was going to say that was because he's away in New Zealand with the Open, like a New Zealand Open or something like that. So
Right.
he's away. So
He was playing a proper tournament.
Yeah, he did get invited, but
They let him play all the holes on that golf course.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Would you guys watch any of it? What do you think?
Yeah.
The only bit that mattered for me was Perez making that better than most putt from the back of
That's
the green on
unbelievable,
17, which is so typical him because, of all the moments to pick to hit the perfect putt, do it during the Creator Classic on the 17th green at Sawgrass. When everyone's watching, when there's that iconic history of that hole.
Yeah, it's mad.
The guy's a legend.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into a little bit of talking about Rory while we're on an ad break. He stole a kid's phone.
He did, yeah.
And then he used it to get an Uber.
on his card.
On this kid's card. And then went to get a driver from last year. So, first of all, what the heck? Second of all, how? Third of all, who is this guy?
Who, what, when, where, why?
I think it's interesting. Like Rory's always been one for. Obviously, he's a TaylorMade player, and being a TaylorMade player, you probably have to change clubs quite often. But I know Rory has kind of been an advocate for someone that doesn't particularly like equipment changes. Loved his stealth driver. didn't really want to go into the Stealth 2 driver. And then obviously really vibed with the QI10, and now he's had to move into the QI35. It's, you know, the changes, and I don't think he's particularly got on with this current driver. So, you know, I don't blame him at all. You know, he wants to perform the best, and he loved his previous driver. So
yeah, no, I mean, it's, again, speaking from a perspective of what I've heard about the new driver, I know Pete didn't get on with it particularly well, but then I've also heard a lot of people sing its praises and say how good it is. Sometimes it just doesn't match the guy. And like you say, you're talking about a guy who's wanting to be the best player in the world. He wants to finish off his Grand Slam this year. That's only 4 weeks away.
Finishing it is 4 weeks away.
Yeah. You know, he wants to go into that tournament feeling the most comfortable. And I think I remember even Arnold Palmer, like his driving stats were so un-Rory McIlroy. Like he was in the sort of like the final third of the field in driving stats, and that's just not his game at all.
Yeah.
And you even saw it in the first round of this event. I think he hit 4 fairways all day and shot 5 under. So you wonder if his iron play is improving, his wedge play is improved. Putting can be streaky, but actually, all in all, like, I think he's improved in that regard. So if he gets that driver back in the bag and gets going again, then, you know,
could be a different story at Augusta this year. If
maybe
maybe we don't mention it just yet.
I think that Rory was sort of saying this into as well. Like this golf course, if you go to the right hand side of any sort of green, it's you know, any green, any fairway, you know, right is kind of your miss. So he's always been playing that sort of baby fade, which I think that he's just been struggling with in this new driver. So yeah, it's been interesting. I mean, like, look at him now. We're literally watching him on the Monday. So I'm liking this, Rory. I'm really
exciting,
liking
isn't it?
It does. I don't want to be the first one to say it, but it does feel like he's a little bit different this year.
Yeah.
I don't want to jinx it.
What I love. I mean,
he probably would look good in green.
He would look great in green. I mean, like, you know, what we're talking about now with Rory in terms of like this year, his mindset, you know, every year try and changes for the Masters, but this year it just feels like a more sensible Rory. You know, not attacking every pin, not doing, you know, taking the safe option, you know, whether it's playing for the centre of the green, you know, use Scottie Scheffler as an example of someone that, you know, that would hit every middle of the green, you know, would, you know, it's just, he's just trying to be more like Scottie.
Yeah, he said that in an interview, didn't he? He's like, everyone wants to be a bit more Scottie.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes in the past he has made situations more difficult for himself by trying to do things that Scottie would not have done.
To force it,
Don't try and go for the thing. Of course, there are times, like, you know, he was in the hole with the tree that they've put back across.
Yeah, number 7.
7? Yeah, he was in
number 6. Yeah, 6.
6?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Yes, he was in the trees on the right.
Yeah.
And, you know, sensible, normal would chip out, hit onto the green and try and get down if he can. But he was like, you know what? I've got this chicken wing shot in the bag.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
there are some instances I can see where he can still play aggressive.
Well, I think he's done that a few times.
Yeah.
I think that chicken wing sort of like low fade he hit on 18 and made birdie on the second day, third day, whatever. I think the best example of Rory now is on Sunday on 16, where he hit his drive into the rough and he was waiting for the green to clear, and all the commentators were going on like, oh, I can't believe he's going to do this. He's in the rough. It's sitting okay, but an old Rory, I think,
Chips
would
out
have
sideways.
Yeah. Old Rory would have probably been really aggressive and attacked it, but he did a combination of both. I think it's the best. He was aggressive in the fact that he didn't lay up, but he hit it to a point where he wasn't bringing the water into play. He hit it to the fat of the fairway and gave himself an opportunity to still score from the hole. And it was a good combination of both, I think. Like I say, the changes he's made mentally definitely makes you feel like this year he's going into it in a better mind frame than usual. But again, we've done this every year, and it's always like, this year he's done this, and this year he's done that, and this year... But, you know, seeing what happens in the next hour or so, he's not gone into a Masters after winning the Pebble Beach and maybe the Players.
Was last year when he changed putter?
What he put in the Scottie?
He went to.
That was either that year or 2 years ago.
Did he go?
It might be 2 years.
He put in a blade at the last minute, and everyone was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, he went back to the.
And then the year before that was like, "I'm not going to play any tournaments before between this and anyway.
It's a huge putt list, by the way.
Yes, so
He did run that eagle putt
he's
by.
walking up to his birdie putt on 16. JJ Spawn has, I think, made par or is not in for par.
He missed his birdie putt.
He
So he's
missed it.
definitely
About
Here
5
we go.
foot.
definitely still going.
He's dreamed it.
Birdie for Rory.
Okay, so let's talk about some people who were in contention for a very short period of time and now aren't playing in the Monday playoff. Minwoo Lee.
Yeah. I mean, disappeared.
Where?
Yeah.
How?
Disappeared. Him and Will Zalatoris had some rough Saturdays, sorry.
Yeah.
Leading after 2 days, looking strong. I mean, I was talking to my housemate about this, and I said to him, obviously, Minwoo Lee is such a loved character. Everyone loves him. Like, I can understand why. He's a very enjoyable person. But at 26 years old, from a personal perspective, don't really seem competing that much at the top of the leaderboard. And yet again, has kind of propelled himself into a position where after 2 days at the Players, you're leading. And then we've almost forgotten it. I think he finished 3 under for the tournament.
It's not great for
No.
some. And the other thing is that they've been saying the entire time that this golf course requires you to hit different shapes, which is what Minwoo Lee is so good at.
Yeah.
And then also maybe you also need to be able to do all the other stuff really, really well.
Yeah,
And
I
maybe
mean,
be
short
very
game.
consistent.
Short game has to be strong. I mean, could you say there's an argument that Minwoo Lee potentially is one of the most overrated golfers?
That is a bold claim. He's loved on the internet, but not particularly loved by the trophy ceremonies.
No. Is it a love of him as a person or a love of him as a golfer? It obviously can be both, but
It's a love of whoever does his edits. Let's be honest.
That's true.
I was gonna say,
he is down to his editor. I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest.
It's always down to the editors.
If you didn't realise listening at home that any social creator or influencer, it's all down to the editors, really.
Yeah, I've never seen Peter Finch hit a golf ball. We just
It's all-
program it to make it look
CGI
like that.
does a lot these days.
Yeah, Kieran's very good at traces.
Yeah.
Wherever he hits it, it ends up where Pete says.
Yeah, it was a shame to see, because I do like Minwoo Lee, and it is a shame to see someone sort of completely fall off the face of the earth in a tournament like that. In a similar way of Will Zalatoris, like, he just popped up at the top of the leaderboard, 11 under, leading the tournament, and then shot 9 over through the last 6 holes.
Yeah.
But that's a course like Sawgrass, that's what it does.
Yeah.
You know, you see the big scores on 17. Obviously, 18 is an incredibly intimidating tee shot. It can happen, and we saw that there.
Magnitude of the event as well. Like, you know,
Yeah.
this is a
Big.
You know, this is probably the biggest PGA Tour event there is. And well, yeah, I would definitely say that is. And you know, is he used to being there for 4 days? I don't know, but you know, it's one of those where you know, he's just got to
Tricky one.
He's got to keep doing it. He's 26. He's young. Like, he's gonna.
Yeah, he's got time.
He's gonna.
He's got time.
He is an incredibly talented golfer. Like exactly like you say, the way he shapes the ball is incredible. So that is going to come into effect soon. But you know, he's obviously fighting against these people at the top, like a Rory, like a Scottie, like a Xander Schauffele. Like, these guys are so good.
Yeah.
So to beat them is, you know, you've got to do it. You've got to be the best of your game and do it 4 days in a row.
Yeah, Minwoo Lee, like, you know, historically streaky, like excellent, but also then has
has a bad day in him.
Yeah,
like,
some times where it doesn't go quite well
and you
for him.
can't do it.
He's hit the green.
Nice.
I think that, like, the interesting one for me, and the one that I thought that would have been really good this week, and I was like, you know, tipping him too, would have been Scottie. Obviously, like, you know, you tip him every week, but Scottie in every single major category this week has been off it.
Yeah.
So, like,
Weirdly.
it's been weirdly off it.
Yeah, I think was there a wrist injury, or did he? What's he coming back from that everyone is talking about? You know, maybe he's just not all the way back yet.
I don't know. I didn't know if there was
some stuff over Christmas.
Well, yeah, we sliced his hand open.
Right.
Yeah.
As you do.
Yeah.
Sliced
It's not
his hand
smart.
open.
Very
Yeah.
not smart.
But no, he was off it.
Yeah,
Really
the
off
putting
it.
woes went back to kind of what we saw before. They didn't show a lot of him, did they? Because I mean, obviously he wasn't competing, so to speak.
Yeah.
But a lot of burnt edges, a lot of missed opportunities, and it's that iron play, like you say. Like, when you hit it so close to the hole, then you don't necessarily have to worry about holding as many putts. But as you say, everything throughout the whole tournament was just completely way off.
Yeah, I think the in the inverse to Scottie was someone who bounced back immediately was Justin Thomas. So Justin Thomas, did he shoot
62.
Yeah, and then he just
shot 70 something.
70,
yeah, 70. I think it was like 72 to 60. Oh my God, he's gone in the water.
Spawn's ball is in the water. He's overhit it. The wind has just died as he's swung.
He doesn't know.
And he doesn't know where it is. Rory is walking past him with arrogance.
Oh, no.
It's in the water, JJ. You're going to have to chip this in, otherwise Rory's going to two-putt and win.
I don't know if you saw the coverage there. The camera caught him like looking into Rory's bag just to see what he was using. So I don't know if he was kind of gauging it off.
Yeah. Wow.
Interesting.
That was, I mean, that you saw obviously, like say that was playing, 10 miles an hour into winds. It's an extra club in there. It's already an incredibly difficult tee shot. And that's just flown the whole thing.
Wow.
Maybe the wind just dropped a touch. And
Are you allowed to look in your opponent's bag? And
not really. I mean, what you really can't do. I mean, we had that sort of. I think we're just about to say it there. The Gary Woodland and Brooks Koepka. Yeah. You're not allowed to. You can look, but like, it's obviously not. As an etiquette game, it is. It's like you're not. It's not the etiquette, but what you are not allowed to do is you're not allowed to sort of say in the pro. In the pro scene. To say
what did you hear?
What did you hear?
Yeah.
So
the thing is, JJ Spawn has been using the rules to his advantage all week.
Yeah.
So more power to him with regards to if Rory's got one of his clubs in his hand, you can check which one isn't in the bag. That's just great detective work.
Yeah.
However, Rory may have taken more than one out of the bag and hid one behind him. And you picked the wrong club and
you've flown the green. He got a special one made. He made. They got all eights on them. All of his clubs are in like some language that JJ Spawn doesn't speak, and Rory's learned Japanese. It's in the old Gaelic language.
Love that.
There we go.
Oh my God, Andy has got the luck of the Irish.
It's St. Paddy's Day today.
St. Patrick's Day today. Happy
this.
St. Patrick's Day to anyone celebrating by. What do you do on St. Patrick's Day? What do you do on St.
You go to the pub.
Celebrate.
So everyone with a headache right now.
Everyone having multiple beers. Congratulations. Well done.
Yeah, you actually say you could argue that JJ was kind of lucky. There we go.
Look, he's having a sneaky little pigeon look.
Yeah, you could say that he was lucky to be in this position in the first place because you say he controversially did use some to the rules, albeit, but he did kind of play the game a little bit by getting a drop on the Sunday and making a birdie. I don't know if everyone say, I'm sure people saw, but just to give you context, he hit his drive or his second shot, into the rough, close to the green, and he was stood on a sprinkler head. So he decided to, in the club's length, take his drop, but in the way of the sprinkler head itself. So then got extra relief because his drop was going to be on the sprinkler, and then managed to drop it into the fairway, got a perfect lie, managed to generate the spin he needed and control the spin that he wouldn't have had in the rough and tap in for a birdie, which obviously set him at 12 under par after Sunday and got him into a playoff. Now, we've always spoken about how the players and in professional tournaments, how much aid is given. If that was us playing it, we would have probably just hit it normally, I would have imagined.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know about the spotters and the help they get from that regard and all that kind of stuff. What was your take on it? Did you feel that there was some... Because it wasn't illegal.
It wasn't.
It wasn't illegal.
However, this is the argument that... It's not an argument, but it's the thing that amateur golfers say to each other every single time we go out and play, is that the pros don't have to deal with this situation that I'm in. I've hit it into the rough. The three of us have hit our tee shots. You two have gone to one side. I can't find mine in the rough. We're looking for a few minutes. We see the group behind us wanting to tee off. We're like, I'll just leave it. I'll drop one and hit. That doesn't happen in the pros because someone in the crowd points at it. Everyone's got it on 15 different cameras. You find the ball and you go up and hit it.
Yep.
Even the players taking longer to walk up to their don't spin off the green now.
That's going to go even further down.
Really not horrible. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, that's real bad.
Oh dear.
Even like there's been instances where players have hit it into like a crowded area or into like a woods or whatever, and they've taken much longer to walk to the ball because their 3 minutes only starts when they
arrive.
Yeah. Things like that, and things like people getting line of sight relief because there's a TV tower in the way when they're about to try and hit. Like the TV tower was there when you played your practice rounds. Your caddy should have noted down, let's not hit it left because there's a TV tower in the way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't think pro golfers should get any relief from stuff like that. You hit it there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If you're standing on a sprinkler, cool. Maybe you can't hit your shot perfectly. That happens to us all the time.
Yeah.
You don't get to move it and then move it and then chip it and tap it in. That is just
in
obscene.
fairness, in that regard, like we can do that ourselves. Like if we do have a stance over a sprinkler, we can get relief ourselves. I think the thing you particularly feel passionate about is like when the ball's up against a stand and it's like all those kind of things. Obviously, it's the whole, it's a movable man-made object, so that means you can get relief, yada, yada, yada. Same with even like stake trees, I think, as well. Like if it's a stake tree, you can move it away, rabbit holes, all those kind of things.
The tree didn't appear. The tree was already there when you hit your tee shot. It didn't spring out of the ground.
That's how I make my money.
Yeah, it's so annoying. Yeah. Do you think that it kind of ruins the experience of the game a little bit because you're like, oh well, he's kind of got away with one there?
The only time that I feel that it can play into that effect is that when players know that there's a stand like over the top of a green and they've got to carry the front. So in their heads they go, well, if I just whack this 20 yards over the green and it smacks into the stand, I'm fine. Like I'm also dry. I'm not going to take a penalty and I can just drop it.
Yeah.
That's it. That kind of playing and using them to their advantage in a sense is the bit that I don't necessarily like. Because, if you say you carry it into the stands or something like that, you'd be like, oh, come on now. Like you've hit it 30 yards over where you're supposed to.
Yeah. I don't agree with it at all.
Yeah, it is a tricky one. I don't really have too much of a... I can't really add to your guys' point there. I just think that, like, especially with the sprinkler head, like sort of Jacob said there, like, we can all take it. And I feel like he's, been like, oh, I can put this on the fairway.
Yeah.
And like,
you can imagine the conversation between him and his caddy, like, oh, don't drop it there.
Yeah.
If you drop it back on the sprinkler head, we get 2 club lengths.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, it's, so that... loopholes would be the word I'd would be the word I'd describe.
It's an understanding of the rules and then using the rules to get what you want.
Exactly right. And so and obviously that happened, but he has had a great tournament as well. So it's been one that it's been great to see someone up there, someone new fighting, as well, fighting these top guys. But
no, I will say just finally on this point because it's not necessary, but I remember when we went to film the queue that Pete was in 2 years ago, on the 5th hole or the 4th hole, I think it was, he hit his drive into like a little ditch, like in the side of the fairway. Mm-hmm. And he got the rules official over and he picked it up and dropped it to the left. And the reason he dropped it because if he went right, he would have been able to get it to the fairway. But he was told that he wasn't allowed to do that because he had to go the opposing way, which didn't make sense because the whole thing of that would have been was that if he dropped it to the right, his stance would have been on that ditch and he could have done the same thing again. Mm-hmm. But he was told against it. So either the rules have changed or the guy that was doing the rules at the queue was wrong. I don't know. But either way, Pete actually made a bogey off that hole as well. Yeah. So,
Yeah. Well, so what we're saying is that
also
Pete was cheated
that
out
part.
of it.
Jeez.
Yeah, he's taking it a bit long, but he's got loads because Spawn's going to get a 6 on this hole.
Yeah.
So Rory has...
Yeah, but he could have cozied that up for a 2-putt.
Yeah. Let's speak about Danny Walker.
Okay. Yeah.
Because Jason Day drops out. He's ill. Mm-hmm. And they go to an alternate system and they say, who's at the top of this list of people who nearly got in?
Yeah.
Who nearly are allowed to play?
Yeah, interestingly, Danny and Jason had dinner the night before together. It was very interesting.
I heard you're allergic. I didn't hear that. You're allergic to shellfish. You're calling me selfish. Yeah. So he gets to play and then bosses it around for... Yeah. Amazing.
It. Yeah. Grew up in the area. Another story of a guy similar to with the Jake Knapp thing about him working as a security guard or whatever it was 2 years prior.
Wow.
He picked up a waiting job about 3 years before, I think. He's from the area, from 6 miles away, this restaurant, and he was working as a waiter. And then fast forward to 2025, he's playing and making the cut and finishing in the top 10. Even last year, I think he turned up to the event as a fan because he lived so close. Just went to go watch.
Yeah, love that.
And then here he is now playing unbelievably. And another guy that just comes onto the tour and you'd never see him play, and then all of a sudden you're like, this guy's swing is like the best swing I've ever seen. It's so good. It was like Knapp again. Like it was so smooth. So just drops the club on the ball. It was so nice to watch. And it's just like in the 4-hour-long delay that we had with the weather, the guys in the commentary box were having a lot of conversations, and they were most of it was about the kind of Live PGA merger and when's it going to happen and yada yada yada. But I do think still like this is one of the things that PGA just has overlive and continually will do for a long period of time if anything doesn't change, is that you just don't get these types of stories.
Yeah.
You don't get these Danny Walkers, these Bud Cawleys that I'm sure we'll speak on to later. Like this kind of stuff just doesn't happen because you won't have this kind of like this journey of getting back onto the tour and kind of winning again. Or it's definitely
it's the Monday qualifier argument, isn't it? Like is there a version of that for Liv that means that some random can turn? Oh, this is Rory's par putt, which he misses, and he's going to go back to level. JJ Spawn has finished the 17th
with a triple.
So
and now 3-shot lead down the last.
Love that. Love that.
I'd take that.
That's nice. Yeah.
Hit the fairway.
Tee shot out of the way.
Yeah.
It's a tough tee shot. We evidenced quite accurately by Peter Finch on the
video.
On the video, we got the one for social, and we were like, "Oh yeah, that was very good." Maybe not going so well.
Which is a very good additional point there. If you haven't watched Pete play around TPC yet, which I'm sure you have, but if you haven't, YouTube channel, check it out. It's another great video.
Yeah, it's very good.
But yeah, I mentioned Bud Cawley.
Yeah, talk about him.
So do you know much about? Did you hear much about him? Or?
The info I have, that guy is massive. The info I have is that he, I had never heard of him.
Okay.
And then he was on the leaderboard and everyone was like, oh, what a great story. But no one told us the story.
Yeah. It is a great story. I mean, so if you guys are unaware, he had a car crash when he was playing in a tournament, actually. I think it might have been the Phoenix Open. I can't remember. But he was in a car crash and he broke his leg. He had a collapsed lung and he broke 5 ribs, which I think after the incident, he said the ribs was like the one that he was most worried about because obviously there's quite a lot of turning and twisting in golf.
Yeah. And you need them for breathing.
And you do. And you need one collapsed lung. That's not great.
Yeah. The thing is with lungs, you've got 2.
Yeah.
So if one goes down, at least.
It is interesting to hear someone talk about something because in his interview when he spoke about it, he was like, yeah, the leg okay, the ribs I was the most worried about, and it was just the lung that kept me in hospital. I was just waiting for it to reinflate. I was like,
come on, lung.
Okay, come on, lung, hurry up.
Joke.
But yeah, he was in a car crash, and this is a guy who in college he went to Alabama. He was a roommate with Justin Thomas, one of the best players they've actually had in their college system. He was SEC Freshman of the Year for the Americans. You will understand that a lot more than
it means nothing to us.
Played on the Walker Cup with Ricky Fowler. Again, one of these guys, and he was even at the time, I think, he made the cut 10 times or something like that in his 25 starts on the tour whilst in college and got in through this accelerated program.
Oh, right, yeah.
And at the time, he was only one of 6 people to do that. So again, incredibly impressive feat, and this golfer that you'd think was just going to be in this pure ascendancy before this car crash. And then he's only appeared 4 times since then. His last start, I think, was the Phoenix Open, maybe a few years back on the PGA Tour, and then appears on this tournament, 35 years old. No one's really heard of him for ages, and then makes the top 10, top 8, which actually then gets him his tour card for the rest of the year.
Go on, lad.
Which, again, it's, the same thing again, these stories of adversity, people coming back from things. And again, just it's nice to see. And it's just something you can, in a single instance, like that, I'm not going to root for that necessarily anymore. Or even if I see Bud Cawley's name going forward, oh my goodness me.
Jesus.
Well, neither of them were going in the water.
They have both played their tee shots right.
Holy.
JJ Spawn much more than Rory McIlroy, but they have both drastically avoided the water.
Wow.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Do you know what the power play would have been? Would just be to draw one down the fairway.
Well, you got nothing to lose. You got a 3-shot to make up.
Drizzy it down there, run it up. So lots of interesting stories from this tournament. Besides the fact that it looks as if at this point in the day that Rory McIlroy is going to win the tournament, unless something goes badly awry on these next few shots. We're going to go to a break because we need to put an advert in, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk a little bit about, depending on how Rory does, his prospects for the Masters. God, don't you love an advert? I definitely do.
I love an ad.
Do you love an ad?
I love an advert.
No, I turn them off. I mute them. I mute them and I turn them off. Okay, so we in real life, we were on a break for approximately 30 seconds. So we're still on this ad break between shots 1 and 2 on hole 18 of the playoff. So just for reference as to where we are. Can we talk about... Pete's not here, as you know. But we do every year what we call the Masters Picks. Masters
Majors Picks.
The major picks. And there are some rules and stipulations about who we're allowed to pick. So everyone picks 4 players for the year, and you get points based on where they finished. You want as few points as possible. So if you pick someone who wins all 4 majors, you will get 4 points because they finished first. If you pick someone who finishes 10th at every major, you will get 40 points for the year. If they miss the cut, you get the same amount of points as people who made the cut. So if 76 people made the cut and your player doesn't, you get 76 points. Boo. And then, and then you 100% do a whack. However, because Peter's not here and we could, if we wanted to, set him up a little bit and begin to plan and discuss who we're going to go for so that we can make sure he doesn't get them.
I mean, that's interesting. I mean, do we need to make a plan for a man who lost off his own back last year? And according to my calculations, the stocking of the cupboard has not been done yet.
Did he lose?
He lost.
Oh my God, right.
Yeah.
So we'll be on to that.
Yeah, I took a loss the first time. Peter Finch took a loss the second time. This is the 3rd year of it running. And either of you want to take a loss just so we can share around?
Take it around.
No.
I mean, I'm
finishing
planning,
mid-table.
Hey, if I lose, that's fine. I'm not planning on it. I don't like to lose.
Okay.
Funny that. But I can give it a go if you want.
Okay, so just from what we've seen so far, who are you thinking is going to go early? I'm not going to get you to say who you're going to pick because obviously we are to a certain extent competing against each other.
Yeah.
But who do you think is going to go early? Scheffler, straight out the gate.
Yeah, you've got your Rorys, you've got your Schefflers.
I don't think you pick Rory.
You don't pick Rory.
Not straight out the gate.
Yeah.
There's got to be 4 people who are going to be better major picks than him.
Do you think?
Oh,
I don't know about that.
Name them. Go on.
Scheffler.
Yeah.
Schauffele.
Okay.
He won twice last year. If you don't pick him, you're baffled.
No, definitely.
Bryson. I would put above Rory.
No.
One more recently.
I really like Bryson for the Masters this year.
The only reason I wouldn't do Bryson is I feel more comfortable for Rory across all 4.
Yeah, so Bryson will struggle at the Open.
Yeah, that's kind of the one in my head. But that's not to say he won't, because he's an unbelievably good golfer. My opinion on that might be misplaced, but that's just my thought of, I think Rory as a whole. I mean, the golf he's playing now, I mean, I definitely think he's within the top 4 people you pick.
100%.
So you're going Scheffler, Schauffele, Bryson, and who's the 4th before him?
I think that the live PGA situation does obviously skew how this works. Rory's just chipping out of the trees towards the water, which is mental.
He's just going to,
Just hit the fairway. They are, there you go.
And they're neck and neck. And we have a chip off, folks. I think the only one who I would put in that conversation before Rory is someone who you probably won't expect. And before I say it, I'd like to just...
this is going to be absolutely heinous. It's going to be
disgraceful. It's not. But I would like to just ask whether we are going to go off the official World Golf Rankings or we're going to go off Data Golf for the outside of the top 50 rule.
Yeah, that's.
I think we got to go Data Golf.
Yeah, Data Golf this year. I think so. Yeah,
because for those top 50 picks, that's where it gets skewed a lot.
Yeah. Okay, so the rule for people who haven't watched this before is that you have to pick 3 people from wherever you want. You have to pick 1 person from outside the top 50. Now, for the last 2 years, we used OWGR, which helped out a little bit when Liv was there because you could pick someone really good from Liv who had dropped down the OWGR because they weren't getting points.
Yeah.
This year, if we do it on Data Golf, things are going to be very different. I think the player that will be up right near the top just before the majors kick in a couple of weeks' time is going to be Joaquin Niemann.
Yeah, he is definitely one of those live guys that you assume will come over and do a very good job in I think the Masters. I think he's a great shout. I think he's got the length off the tee for that gate, and he should do very well. I mean, did you even see Mickelson's tweet about?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So obviously he believes that he's the best player in the world right now, which he's getting a front row seat to seeing him play a lot more than everyone else is. He definitely is a top 10 player, I would say at least. But it's hard to, with the golf that Scheffler and now Rory's playing, to say that he is encapsulating going better than that. I don't.
Well, we don't get to see them play against each other.
Yeah, and and that, I guess obviously that is the argument with people with this unification of like just wanting to see everyone up against each other again, because then it makes it a lot easier to decide who is the best in the world.
Because they beat each other.
Exactly. But no, I can give you those, but I don't think I'm picking him over Rory.
I would even put him above Schauffele right now because Schauffele's injured.
Yeah, so and Schauffele didn't have a great players.
I might go Scheffler, Bryson, Neiman, Xander.
Wow.
And then Rory.
Wow. Okay.
Well, the thing is, right?
This is not helping people's opinion of thinking you absolutely hate Rory McIlroy.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
I don't hate Rory McIlroy. What I hate is disappointment.
And he does give you a lot of that.
And for the last 11 years, all we have got from Rory is disappointment.
Yeah.
I'm kind of, I was kind of thinking about this.
Apart from at the Ryder Cup, where he was excellent.
I was kind of thinking about this yesterday a little bit. Like, if this wasn't Rory McIlroy, obviously, if this wasn't maybe Scottie Scheffler and Xander, kind of the people that you said there, if this was anyone else, this is a great season if you win the Players.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like...
Yeah, Pebble and the Players.
Pebble exactly, Pebble and the Players. Like, this is a great season.
Pebble and the Players.
Yeah. So...
They actually make a T-shirt.
Yeah. By the way, PP and then P, that's PGA. Pebbles, Players, PGA. Just saying, the 3 Ps.
Port Rush. There we go. The 4 P.
There's the commitment. The Players, you have sworn.
Sorry.
Yeah, and the
Pebble,
US Open.
Pebble, the Players, the PGA, and Port Rush.
And the US Open at Pokemon.
Oh my God.
That's actually, God, that spun my head.
That's good, isn't it?
That's baffled me. That.
Yeah.
Well done, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, but
there's the T-shirt, by the way. You know what? I've been toying with the idea of making a new T-shirt for each episode. That's the T-shirt for this episode. So if you want it, it's at the link in the description. No, it's not. NordVPN are in the description.
Yeah,
go and get NordVPN because they're the best.
But like for me, I feel like the pressure's a little bit off him now because the Players is a big one. The Players is a big one to obviously do, but the pressure will be on Rory, obviously. But
the pressure's on him until he wins.
I more mean from the media perspective, yes, but from himself, he's like, right, I've won 2.
Yeah, I'm
really
playing
quite big
really
competitions.
Good.
Yeah, I'm just going to go into this. Like I've already had a great season, so. Yeah, let's just see what happens. But, obviously in his head also, he's going to want to win.
He said that at the beginning of the year. The things that he wanted to do before he retired were win the Masters, win a Ryder Cup on US soil, and win an Olympic medal. Yeah. And if he achieves none of those this year, can he say that he's had a good season? Even if he goes and wins the Open again, does he say to himself, "Oh, you did really well there, well done," or does he say, "You kind of missed it. You didn't do the thing that you said you were going to do"?
Yeah. No, and that's and
he's running out of chances as well to go and win the Masters.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like it's that's what I want it kind of to be like. I think with this Rory being that the fact that he's won a couple of times this year, it's got a new mentality. Kind of got a really great game at the moment. That hopefully he's just going to be pretty level-headed at the moment. Like he's going into the Masters. Obviously, the Masters is always the worst one. 2011 will always haunt him. And
he had forgotten about it. Don't bring it up.
Yeah, no, but he will. Yeah, I know he says he's forgotten, but like that will always just be. It's always that's not going to go. And I just think that this year I think I really really like Rory this year, but we say it every year.
Yeah, we do, and we're going to continue to say it until he wins.
So I think that I'm not going to speak about Rory from the rest. No.
Okay, so
just a given.
Except for when he wins this in 2 seconds.
Yeah, he's going to win this in a couple of seconds. Jacob, you have correctly predicted a major winner before. Run the clip.
Well done, me.
Well done, you. You are correct. And thanks to Pete for taking all the glory on live TV.
Yeah.
Who's going to win the Masters if it's not going to be Rory?
Wow, if it's not going to be Rory. Wow. Here
we go.
And
by the way, write this down.
Fleetwood. Do you know what? I've been the more it's been building up, the more I've been kind of like looking and thinking about who I potentially feel is going to do really well. And I've actually not kind of stumbled upon like a top player that I think is going to do well. Obviously, you've got the big names, you've got your Rorys, you've got your Scotties. Someone who I actually feel really hot about, and I know matches up to Augusta great, and I think I even said him last year as an outside bet, so I might be just going again, is Jake Knapp. And I know this is like not a... this could blow up in my face all over again, and maybe I'm just doing the same thing as last year, but the way he's playing now going into the Masters compared to last year, I know he came off a win at the Mexico Open, but he should have won round PGA National after a 59. How he didn't win that was ridiculous. He's had another great finish here. As an outside bet, again, I think Jake Knapp's going to do great. Now, in terms of who I think is actually going to win the event, besides Rory McIlroy, I think we're going to see a live player win.
Oh,
I think we're going to see a live player win, and I think Joaquin Niemann's a really good shout. I think he's definitely going to be up there. I think Bryson is going to put a good showing in again. I think he's going to come in and just remind people how good he is. And it just wouldn't surprise me to see Brooks Koepka at the top of the league again.
My, we haven't even mentioned Brooks yet.
It really wouldn't.
I think Rahm is
Rahm.
there, right.
So I'm not going to give you a name, but I'm going to say...
You just did.
Well, I'll give you multiple names. What I'm going to say to you is I think a live golfer is going to win the Masters. That's what I'm going to say. Yeah. So there you go.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I was going to say is what we should do is just say a load of golfers' names, right?
Cut
and
it
we'll
in
just cut in whichever one actually goes and wins it.
Yeah. No, I like the sound of that.
Okay, so Rory has a putt for bogey to win the tournament. Yeah.
God, Spawn's made this easy for him, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Or easier, anyway.
Yeah. Well done.
There we go. And there it is.
So now Spawn needs to
Get negative.
No, he's won. That's it.
He's
Yeah,
won
yeah,
it.
he can't do
Oh,
anything.
well done.
Wow.
Unlucky,
Congratulations.
JJ.
This is it.
Well done,
25
sir.
major champion.
28th PGA Tour win.
Yeah.
Only the 22nd player to do it.
Wow.
He's good, isn't he?
He's
He is
very,
good.
very
He does
good.
golf it very well.
That was great. That was good.
Yeah. No.
Well done, Rory.
It's
Well
very,
done.
very nice to see. Very good. He's obviously won it before, but this is,
We did say as well before, we said, like, it's St. Patrick's Day. If he doesn't win, then, I mean, something's not going well.
Yeah, over the entire country of Ireland.
It was in the stars. He actually forced the playoff to the Monday for that to be the case.
Kieran said that. Kieran was like, he didn't want it to finish on Sunday. He actually missed a couple of putts in order to make it go to the Monday.
So he gets to celebrate a win on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
How many pints of Guinness do you reckon you're having after you win the Players on St. Patrick's Day?
God.
It's double digits, isn't
Talk
it?
us through it.
It's double figures for sure. It's double figures, like, and the next day as well.
He's had a
then,
nice early finish as well, hasn't he? He's
Yeah.
probably taken him, an hour and a half to
And
do
the
that?
sun's out.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a big day. Big day
It's
for
going to
him.
be a real big
I
one.
can't remember what's this week's tournament. Is there anything this week?
There
There's
is. And there is actually some... Rory's not playing.
There's
Tommy's playing, I know
There's
that.
TGL, isn't there?
There is also TGL, but Boston Common are out. So
Yeah, Boston Common
that was
are out.
convenient
But
for him.
TGL playoff tonight.
Yeah.
You will.
Yeah, tonight of in listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
It's confusing. I think it's something Houston related.
Right, okay.
Texas related.
Yes, because
Texas area related.
he said that he didn't know whether he was going to go and
He
play
said, I
that.
hate Texas. I'm not
Yeah,
going
he was like, Valspar.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah,
there you go.
And then the Houston Open, and then the Valero,
Valera,
Texas.
because the Valera is always the one before, isn't it?
Valspar.
The Masters.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's not playing in that.
No.
But no, well done, Rory. We kind of thought that was going to be the case, and it's a shame that it wasn't a little bit tighter, to be fair, because JJ did play amazingly well for 4 days.
Yeah.
Just
He's
5
the-
days is too many.
He's not prepared for 5 days of golf.
Yeah, that's
Or
it.
You can't call yourself an elite athlete if after 90 minutes you have to be subbed off.
Yeah. Just going to jump back to these picks. Do you have any of the outside top 50 guys
Let's
to
have
hand?
Should we have a
'Cause
look at the old data golf job?
I think those picks have always been the kind of ones that win and lose it for you. I think.
They 100% do. So let's go all the way down,
I know,
down.
Another live player, that Sergio Garcia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sergio Garcia this year.
There you go.
Could
is
be a moment.
big one, I
Yep.
reckon. Obviously came. I think he came second in the players, championship
Oh, right, yeah,
overall last year. So sneakily had a great year.
And his team keep winning as well.
And his team.
They've won 3 times in a row now.
Yeah. So
Okay, so this
is
this is people that you can't have. Don't look.
Oh right, okay.
This is people that you can't have. Glover,
Okay.
49th.
Oh, right, okay.
You can't have him.
Just snuck in.
You can't have JT Poston. You can't have Burmester.
Okay.
Where was Garcia? Is Garcia out?
He's got to be in there.
Yeah,
isn't he?
he's way up the top. He is 25th.
Oh, right. Okay.
I see.
Okay, so it starts with Nick Taylor,
Okay, 51st.
Wow.
51st.
Okay.
Thomas Dietrich.
That'll be Pete's pick.
Thomas-
Dieters, okay.
Yeah, Dietrich. Tagala.
Oh, he's, yeah, okay. Kind of sort of forgotten about him.
Abraham Answer, another forgotten man.
Yeah.
Cantor, Harmon, Leishman, Fitzpatrick, Brooks, Koepka.
Brooks is out with 50.
62nd in the
Oh,
world.
well, we know what's happening there.
Uh-oh, hope Kieran doesn't get to pick first. Wow. Putnam, Jager, Smalley, Novak, Hostler, Cam Smith.
Okay, so, those live guys are still...
Yeah. Kitayama, Horschel, Spieth. Yeah, there's a...
Spieth.
Starts to get Ricky Fowler.
They say these are all names of guys that...
Paul Casey.
There's some
could be
good
his year.
players.
Yeah.
There's some good players, but if you've got to hit that outside top 50 guy, because if you're
Luke
those
Clanton.
miscuts will add up.
Luke Clanton.
That's not a bad one.
If he gets an invite,
Yeah.
Luke Clanton could be a shout. You
That's
get-
also the other point as well, is working out who's actually
going.
playing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the week before, we should just do a little readout. This is everyone who's going.
Not doing a
Make sure you only pick people from
Peter
this
Finch,
list.
Thurston Lawrence or whatever it was.
Oh, yeah, God, that was an absolute
that
bloody
bloke who's
nightmare.
not playing in the tournament you've just picked him for.
Yeah, and also, wasn't he not playing in one of the others as well? It was like, Pete,
But then
why
had an amazing open, so like
Yeah.
yeah, he would have
got like 3 points in the open or
would have
whatever it
got
was,
his
or
points
second.
back.
Yeah.
But then further down, Justin Rose.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
a good one.
Rose
That's
is
an
a good-
interesting
Rose
one.
is a good pick.
And then it does get a little
bit stinky.
Peter Uline.
Great.
Yeah, Matt Wallace.
Okay.
Nick Dunlap.
Okay, that's not bad either.
Some amazing
names
names
there.
on there.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing
And
names.
Jake Knapp is outside.
Oh, can I just have him for the Masters and then
Jake
take him
Knapp
out?
is 120th.
Brooks Koepka's not top 50. Wow.
There you go. Well, we know what teams
Well,
Kieran's going to have by the end of it.
Yeah, and do you know what's even worse is that if Pete finds that out
Oh, yeah.
and he gets to pick before you, he'll just take him to annoy you.
And it's also an interesting tactic point to say because, there's one tonight, actually. So
Yeah,
there was-
I thought it was tonight.
So there's
playoffs
TGL.
tonight.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
New York and versus LA and Atlanta versus the Bay.
Wow,
That'd be a good game. Atlanta versus the Bay. That'd be a great game.
Are you?
I'm an Atlanta fan.
You're announcing your allegiance
Yeah,
live on the Rough Cut Golf
I'm an
podcast.
Atlanta fan,
You're
yeah.
an Atlanta fan, and
Yeah.
were you swayed by Aaron Tuning?
Do you know what? A little bit, yeah. But I am getting on board. Like, I like Atlanta as a city, and
Yeah,
I
it's
think
cool
that it's
there.
really, really cool. So I'm there. I'm there for it.
You're in.
I'm there for it.
You're in.
Yeah, I'm there for it. But yeah,
Have you picked a team?
Aaron also
Yeah.
did. Was a
LA.
You're LA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the good thing did annoy me a little bit.
Yeah,
but-
that's annoying.
but
That's
it's okay.
annoying.
It's
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
It's fine. I like them.
No, until we invest in
the Bay.
no, they're going to win. Are they going to win the whole? They're going to win the whole thing.
I think the Bay. It'll be. I think the Bay and LA final will be. Yeah, that'll be the final. I
It's
think.
going to be a tough one.
But it could be. Atlanta can come through.
Atlanta.
Atlanta can come through.
I mean, have we got any more?
Nah.
No, got nothing.
Nah.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, like, it's a very small talk, but like, actually, all in all, like, we're getting into these final sort of moments of the TGL season. Like, I have enjoyed it.
Oh.
I've seen so many different varying reports of actually how much of its success it has been. It's sort of been, it's been great for numbers, and then the last 4 events have not been so good. And but as a spectacle, as an enjoyment, and from speaking to other people that don't watch golf, they've enjoyed it as well, which I guess is also another side point to this. Jay Monahan actually spoke about it on the Sunday in the weather break, and he spoke about the Credit Council and the Credit Classic for like 2 seconds. It just sounded like a bloke who didn't know what was going on.
Absolutely
but
not.
Just been told these buzzwords of just
mention the
this
internet.
is what's happened. This is what's happened.
Yeah.
But no, I've really enjoyed the TGL, and hopefully these semi-finals will stand up to what the regular season's been, and then also the final. And even if they do something slightly different with it, I don't know. Don't imagine they will, but looking forward to watching it tonight / last night.
Rory is about to collect his trophy. I bet he's probably forgotten what this is like.
Oh yeah, because it happened 3 weeks ago for him.
Yeah, it doesn't count. It doesn't count. It's not a major.
Oh wow. So this is irrelevant.
Oh God, you can't say that. You can't say that. You can't. Sorry, I can't. No.
Well, look,
This is a big one.
This is a big one.
This
Does,
is a huge event. Like you remember players that win the players.
players.
Like you remember them, and this is a big one.
how many?
Well, Scottie 2 years before.
How many Players Championships has Tiger won?
Has Tiger won?
How many Players Championships did Jack Nicklaus win? So you don't remember.
Yeah,
So it's not to do with your legacy. How many times you win the Players? No one cares.
Yeah, but like you remember
right?
who
Well
wins
done.
the Players. Like like
Yeah, I remember who won it last year because I watched it.
Yeah, but like I remember like Sergio Garcia's winning the Wind. Like a huge. That was such a big one.
Ricky Fowler's finish.
Ricky Fowler's finish. I remember Rory winning his first one. That was a big one. So like it's a big event.
Yeah.
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 They don't. When you go on Wikipedia, right?
See with Kim winning.
Yeah, exactly. It comes up with its own.
No,
the players. It comes up with its own one.
No. When you go down and it's like list of PGA Tour wins.
Yeah.
Right. The Players is just in there.
No, but it comes.
Right,
No,
and then after that is a list of major wins,
No,
and then
but-
it's got its own section, and there's a
It's got
matrix
its- yeah.
of like what year and what event and where they finished.
Yeah.
And it's green if they win it.
Yeah, yeah,
right, and
yeah,
it says
yeah.
cut if they didn't make
Yeah,
the cut.
yeah.
In the last 11 years, there's no green
Yeah,
for your
yeah.
boy,
Yeah.
is there?
Wait, who for?
Your boy.
Rory's won it in the last 11 years. You mean
a
Masters?
major.
You mean Masters? No, right. Sorry. Oh, the major,
major
sorry.
tournament.
Right, sorry. Yeah.
In the
I
last
thought you
11
meant-
years,
No.
it's all grey.
Yeah.
A lot of grey.
There's a lot of grey.
Yeah.
A lot of top
Until
fives.
that, yeah, but top fives. Well done.
I know.
Congratulations.
I know.
You finished top five.
Yeah.
You get nothing.
Yeah. I
Cool.
just want.
Just want to the anger in the comments right now. Of people saying, that bit never shuts up about how Rory hasn't won a major.
I just want him to win one.
Yeah.
And then.
It doesn't
shut
even
up.
have to
And
be the
then-
Masters yet.
And then it'll go.
Yeah.
Then it'll just he'll just be pooing them out.
He'll have too many majors.
Exactly.
We'll forget.
Yeah.
We'll forget.
Like this is like winning his first one again almost. It's probably literally will feel like that for him a little bit.
Yeah.
This will be probably his most the fifth. When he eventually will win his fifth major.
Love that.
It'll be the best one that he'll win
Yeah. I think
for
so.
sure.
I agree.
for sure.
and arguably the hardest.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, forget the two record-breaking wins with the US Open and the PGA. Forget those. Like this is the fifth one will be his biggest win, and then when he wins his 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, then those ones are just going to be collateral.
How many does he get?
If he wins one in the next couple of years, I think he can reach double figures.
Wow. I love that though. I kind of want to agree with you, to be honest.
Yeah, in the next. I mean, Jesus Christ! Like we play.
This is really a St. Patrick's Day today.
Oh, Jesus, Neil.
We play a
Can
game.
you do it in an Irish accent?
Jesus, Neil. We play a game. We play a game that you could genuinely be at your top of your game until you're 50, and he's 30, 35. So he's got years. He's got years.
There's
ahead
still
of-
hope for us.
There's still hope for him.
Yeah.
If he stays fit,
Maybe not you.
if he stays healthy, if he doesn't bloody kill himself tonight with St. Paddy's Day,
yeah.
he's going to be in good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't drink yourself to death.
Exactly. He's going to be. He's
The Masters
gonna,
in like 2.5
That's great.
weeks.
Yeah, that's all we
Exactly.
have to wait. We need to wait 4 weeks and then he wins his next one. So we're fine. It's all good.
So he's got so much time. He's like I said, once he wins the next one, I really, really do feel like
How-
and I really do feel like he's at the peak of his game at the moment. So
How good will that Rory McIlroy green jacket hit? Like when you
Oh
God.
imagine like that. When like a player signs for like a football team, you get all the sort of highlights before.
Uh-huh.
Just imagine that like show reel of like winning the
Yeah,
Masters, like
yeah.
how you could compile that of like
So good.
the 2011, all
Yeah.
the other things that have happened, from previous majors.
I can't wait to make an edit.
that will do very
That
well.
will
That will bang. Yeah. We'll put it on the rough cut. That will bang.
That Rory wins a major, and it's
Oh,
just, can you imagine going on finding the music?
Yeah. Oh my
cutting
God.
it to the music.
Yeah.
2011.
Yeah.
As he misses that part in 2011.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. No, it's Yeah.
It's Run Boy Run. It's Run Boy Run.
It's Run Boy Run. Yeah. Run Boy Run.
Tomorrow's another day. Hey.
Yeah.
Oh god, this podcast is way more chaotic when Pete's not here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we forget to present.
Wait, there's people here? Oh, right.
We end up just chatting absolute nonsense. We'll stay to watch him lift the trophy. But thank you so much for joining us for this very odd and very chaotic episode of the Rough Cut Golf Podcast. Make sure you check out NordVPN in the description. If you have not already, I'm baffled that you haven't, but you do need to join the Discord. So down in the comments, in the description somewhere is the link to the Discord. Go and join it. There are other crazy people like you, like us, in the Discord who chat golf all day, every day. You also get loads of exclusive content from the Finch Golf team, extended edits of major channel videos, memes of Murph. David pops in there every once in a while with a witty, wry comment. It's great in there. So join. We love chatting to you a lot in there. So make sure you join the Discord. It's very important. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to The Rough Cut, wherever you're listening to it. If it's on a podcast provider, give it a 5-star review, because that's very helpful. And if you're listening on, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, do all the stuff that makes the algorithm happy, because that makes our lives easier.
Yep.
It does.
Main channel about to come out. What's coming?
We've got a match against Sean Walsh.
Yeah, match against Sean Walsh. Yep.
Which you edited, which I imagine is going to be bloody good.
Wonderful. We have Pinehurst number 10.
Ooh.
The best new course in America. Question mark, question mark, question mark.
3.
Exclamation point.
Okay, good.
Smiley face.
Any of it in capitals?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Okay, good. Excellent.
We have some more stuff coming from our trip to Pinehurst. We have another trip coming up to America as well, where we're going to have some more content filmed there.
I was going to say, you're going to be in America for the Masters.
Yeah, so we'll be straight on the plane to Georgia.
Oh, you're going to Georgia?
Yeah, well, when he
You're
wins.
playing it the day before the tournament.
Yeah.
You. Not
Oh, me.
Yeah.
I'm playing it. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
you can shoot 91 round there.
I'll bloody snap your hand off at 91 round there. Gee whiz.
Yes, so lots of new content coming soon. Make sure you stick around. Go and find the main channel. Go and find Swing Quest. Find us on socials. All that good stuff.
Yep.
Rory,
Well done.
lift the trophy. Well done, sir.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Now go and win the Masters. Please.
And the PGA.
And Paul Rush.
Everywhere. Just win.
Pebble. Players. PGA. Paul Rush. It's a great year.
It's a great year.
It's a great year.
Bye, everyone. See you later.